Am I live? We're live. Hey, hello everybody. Thank you for tuning in. Apologies first to anybody who may have seen my Instagram post and my horrible math. I'm partially going to claim the time change for my error, and also the king being inside my head this entire weekend. So I put it was going to be at noon Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific, instead of 9 a.m. Pacific. So apologies to anybody who might be seeing this after the fact, because I tried to go back in there and edit it, but editing Instagram posts is something that they say you can do, but I mean, my keyboard fills up the entire screen. I can't see what I'm doing. Anyway, so here we are. But thank you everybody for joining in today. Bricklink, hey Naomi, how's it going? Exciting things. We have exciting things. Well, first of all, we have the king. Also, we have Vidiyo we're going to talk about today, because Vidiyo is super awesome. And yeah, we even got a Bricklink order just in minutes before we started streaming today. Good to hear everything's going well. Hopefully other people are going to be joining in soon. If not, they'll catch it later. So let's see, where do we start? We start with the king. Yes. So let me give you some backstory here. I mean, I've been playing Katamari Damacy for many years, all the way back to PlayStation 2, ever since it first came out. And I've been obsessed with the game to the point where every game I go for 100%, try and collect all the objects, difficult as that may be. If you're familiar with Katamari Damacy, you know that cow bears are a thing, and super difficult. Anyway, so Michaels has dots on clearance right now, if you can get there. $1 for the extra packs, $2 for the bracelets, and my local Michaels has just a surplus of the bracelets right now. So if you can get them, and go packed with some cash. I mean, be ready to buy more clearance than you ever thought you would. Anyway, because of that, I went out to the Michaels when I first heard about the sale going down from some folks on the West Coast. Actually, it was Brickworm who put it out there first, and then I rushed right out to Michaels. Of course, they didn't have it marked down in mine yet, so I'm like, oh well, I've got enough dots as it is. Why stress it? But then I believe it was last weekend or so, maybe the weekend before, that you know how when you have a dream, those last couple minutes of that dream before you wake up are the ones you kind of remember. Hey, Aqua Mike, what's up, man? I'm just going into my crazy Katamari story and how this whole thing came to be. So anyway, like the last click of that dream, somehow I saw making the king's head using dots bracelets. And this is the only time a build has ever come to me in a dream like that. I mean, I've had, of course, Lego dreams where you're building and stuff and it keeps crumbling or something like that, if it's a bad dream, or like you make this entire crazy world. Anyway, so woke up, had a mission, had to get some dots bracelets, hopefully on clearance, because I would need a few, right? So I trucked my little self out there, and like right when the store opened, boom, I was in there, right to the back of the store where they kept the dots. And sure enough, they were on clearance. And so, like, they probably had a couple hundred bracelets on the racks there. I cleared out all the extra bags. It was like 40 some bags of like the 107 piece extra bits. And then like I loaded up on the bracelets, and I was like, okay, what colors am I going to need for the kings? And the colors that they had to work with were pretty good. You had your dark pink, like is that medium lavender? That's medium lavender. And I got some black ones too, because I wasn't sure exactly how long it was going to be. So better go for more. Oh, custom Avengers Tower. That's awesome. That's awesome, Aqua Mike. Yeah, I don't really have room for an Avengers Tower. There was some beef in town, and it all has to do with Tony Stark and unpaid bills. But we're not going to get there. But I'm just going to show them off real quick here. Bring them in close so you can see. And there's actually there's a couple things going on with this guy. Well, of course, I started here with the head, and I'd been working on the bracelets, trying to get the patterns down for pretty much as soon as I picked up the bracelets. And it's kind of been a project that I've been devoted to. Like I got the bracelets before I did the rearrange on the room, and so they were sitting there, and then that was the next project I was going to get to after the tables got set up, and then so I did, and I was tooling away on it, and then the Tricky Bricks Mosaic Challenge, somebody did one with the king in it. And I was so excited, but at the same time, I was like, "That's it's time. I can't let somebody beat me to the punch on a big fig." So I buckled down after that, and this entire weekend I've just been working on them, and I trusted in the brick because that's what you do. You trust in the brick. The brick will show you the way, right? And there are a lot of crazy building techniques on the inside here. Hey, Spot. Hey, Chris. Yeah, so I'm gonna take a look at that. But yeah, it's just a crazy thing. Like this is one of those things that has always been in the back of my mind. And I mean, when I was younger, and I did a lot of painting and drawing, I would look at things and I think, how would I make that? How would I draw that? How am I going to paint that? And so, like when I got into Lego, I started thinking, well, how am I going to make that? How would I make that? What would I need to do that? And things just kind of came together. Right, so you got these ideas in the back of your head, and they just kind of wait there until the pieces, kind of come into alignment, and trust in the clutch, and the clutch will give back to you. And so here's the thing. But anyway, take his head off here. Take a look at the body. It's because the head is heavy. Yes, trust in the brick. It is the way. So yeah, used mixel ball joints for the elbows and the shoulders. Usually for shoulders, I'm going to use something stronger. But I knew this was going to be kind of a lightweight build that would be more suspended. So I didn't have to worry. Hey, Remy, what's up? I'm glad the roommate approves. Yeah, this was a long time coming here. But I had ordered parts in dark blue from Pick a Brick, or Bricks and Pieces, thinking that I was going to make this car that I love. It's called a Nissan R390. And there's only one road-going version in the world. And they did that just so they could be entered in a certain race. So in doing that, there's only one in the world, but I've driven it in Gran Turismo, of course, because it's a video game. And then the only one that exists is in the Peterson Museum in Los Angeles, which when I got to go there and got to see it, I spent like a half hour just circling the thing, hovering, getting like close enough to smell it. I even had my own security detail. It was fantastic. But anyway, that's where where this dark blue came from. So once I got the dark blue, I just started trying to put the car together, and I realized there's no way I could do it at a small scale. I'd have to really go like creator expert scale with it. So axed it, had this dark blue. I was like, what am I going to do with it? And then I'm trying to figure out the colors for the king, and he's got a dark blue shirt. So it worked. And dude's a little bit ripped. But again, going back to the mixel joints for the shoulders, they don't hold a lot of weight. So they barely even hold his arms. With the mixel joints, with the friction, you kind of have to get it in that spot, hold it. And if you bump it, it's just going to keep, the momentum keeps going until it finds a place it can rest. So tough to pose that. But the legs and the hip joints, I got those click joints there, and they give a good range of motion. The knees are the ball joints. The ankles are ball joints. And the way I had to do that, you see there, is straight vertically, because I tried to do it where I had tipped it up, but there was too much interference between the parts. And yeah, there's some color swapping that needs to be done here, sure. Over time, in time it will be. I'm going to see if I can break this down a little bit more to show you a kind of an Easter egg on this figure. The buckle piece, that is a samurai headdress piece. And pearl gold. I have kind of a, I've got one of those old Star Wars globes that I kind of swirl all my pearl gold into for detailing and such. Because I got a lot when I did the Opera House back here, so I had a lot of leftovers. And I got these little detail pieces my last visit to the Pick-a-Brick wall. But I get this done. I get to this point, and I have a whole cup of dark red set aside just for redoing the tuning garage. Because I want to scale this up, put it into a 32 by 32, and then attach it to the Ferrari Museum. Eventually, that's one of the long-term city goals. So I got a lot of dark red set aside to augment this. And I busted out my dark red thinking, oh, that's going to be perfect for pants. And I don't have a single curve in there. And like we said, the king is ripped. So you need those muscular legs, right, to do this guy properly. So I'm like, what am I going to do? This was yesterday, and I'm out of pants. And when I'm putting this thing together, I got the king in my head. And he's telling me, yes, we need pants. You need to roll us up some pants. We need magnificent, kingly, royal pants. We can trust it. We can believe in you for 10 minutes. So roll up some pants. Who else we got in here? Hey, Zamora, how's it going? Yeah, so yeah, thank you for showing up. Thank you for checking this out. We're talking about pants. And so I'm going through and I'm looking at all the sets that might be available right now that I could go to my local store and pick up a quick set or two. Hopefully I could get it done in one. I got it done in one. But I ended up using the Creator Dragon here, the Fire Dragon, to get those curve pieces. And pretty much every curve you see here in the pants came from that set. And some additional pieces here in dark blue that I used for the top. And so it's kind of a brick serendipity that happens. So that's why you trust in the clutch, as the clutch will see you through. There's always going to be a way. And if those folks who may not be from Michigan who might be watching this, Michigan has a 10-cent deposit on cans and bottles. So part of my Lego fundage comes from taking back our cans. And it was a red letter day yesterday when I took those things back. Let me tell you, so because I paid for the pants and some other little knickknacks. And also while we're on the creator tip for the 3-in-1, I got boxes falling behind me. Never mind that. We have the Mighty Dinosaurs set. 202 subs. Congrats, Aquamike. Yeah, good show, yo. Good show. Yeah. I was Remy. I was looking all over trying to find the dark red and find out like how I could get it the cheapest. I even looked at the Wild Lion set, which is it's got some nice flame yellow, bright orange, whatever you want to call it, and it's got some good dark red pieces in there too. Only probably half as many curves as this, but it was $5 less. So $20 for some pants for the king. I'm totally cool with that. But yeah, so Brickinista and I are doing a rebrick challenge on this set right now. Hopefully I'm going to have some time to throw together a quick little rebrick. Remy's already posted theirs. It's good. It's good. It's real good. It's a bonsai. It's fantastic. But anyway, getting back to the Easter egg. I haven't detached him from the cape because the cape really is his stand. It looks okay from the front. Like I said, there's going to be some color swapping. When you see the back, please forgive me for this. This is pretty horrible right now. But it's got some hidden coral just to give it a good spine. Okay. So one thing people might notice, and Blair has actually noticed this about this figure here, is that in the game, the king, these pants are tight, like super tight, like leave nothing to the imagination. So I tried to be more modest about it here on the front side, but you flip him over, and yes, because he's the king, I gave him cheeks. Yeah, yeah. It felt like the right thing to do. I'm strange. Sorry. All right, let's see. So we're gonna go back and talk about the head here real quick, and there are a couple building techniques. Blair Archer. I think it's what, Lego Bricks EDU. Blair Archer is his name on Instagram, but he pops into he's often on the Tricky Brick Sunday streams, and he pops into the chats every now and then. But yes, please, everybody who can, try and get a hold of that set. It's cheap. The Mighty Dinosaurs 3-in-1, Target and Meijer, $11.99. So go ahead and get it. But looking at the king here, there are a couple things I did on this that like I kind of made up as I go along. It was something I'd never done before, because the interior, and I'm gonna show you the back side here, because of course we got dots bracelets. We got the back side is open here because there are no stud attachments. And trying to figure out how to get these mounted was a good part of my Friday. It took a minute to figure out how to do it and do it securely. So I had Technic riggings in here that, were failures, and I had, I was trying to do brick things and whatnot. It just wasn't gelling, right? So you can kind of see here in the middle, what I did is, I made a basic Lego cylinder. So, you got your 4x X plates with a ridge down the center of 2 wide. And then I got those 1x2 and 2x2 curve slopes going across to make that curved surface, which you can kind of see a little bit in there, right? And that just runs the entire way back. And that's held together by snot bricks. So first it was just the corner snots, but then I didn't have enough of those. So I had to figure out a way to do it with Travis bricks. And when I was trying to do it with Travis bricks, you can't really put anything between them because they have those extra studs going in to kind of lock them into place so they don't scoot around on you when you're trying to snap stuff together. And then when you're trying to put the pressure of the bracelets, which slid over, but they were a little bit on the tightish side. It required me to come up with something entirely new. And clip and bar is kind of a it's not a cheat, but it's a way to, what's a good way to say this? It's a good way to make up distances and things that would fall normally out of system. So what I did here on the inside, and it'll probably work better if I just build it and show you, is I took the Travis bricks. Because what it is essentially is 4 Travis bricks in the corners to hold the end of a structure together. Wow! And I used all but one of my Travis bricks, so I'm going to demonstrate with one Travis brick. And if you don't want to know what a Travis brick is, it is a 5-studded 1x1 with 5 open studs. It got the name Travis because there was a space MOC builder who used to use it in all the time, and apparently in such a way that, of course, the piece had to be named after. Okay, so what I did to keep those things steady and stable, and I don't know if this is something anybody else has ever done, but I do feel I need to share this because it was like a revelation to me. So you got your Travis brick, and you got your bar, and I used the 3 long bar because you can get 3, 4, and I think a little bit longer than that. So bar into the side, right? And I slid it in. Let's see if you can even see it. Oh, you can almost see how it goes through to that point there. So what I did is I kind of offset these. I went around and got one for each of these through so that it would stop, another one if it's coming through this side so it doesn't go all the way through, right? And so I just went through, and see, that leaves that one a little bit longer and it makes it stable and it doesn't scoot back through for you. So I did that technique, you know, repeated this like 4 times all around, got a square. And then I just, you kind of got to pinch it and scoot the bars a little bit to get it to line up. But once it's in and once it's set, it's stable. And it also gives you a bar attachment. It also will give you that inside open stud, which is how we connected this. So I just took 4 bars. These are the 4 long bars between those. And yeah, just jammed it all together. And it's a super solid build. I mean, this, I can, you know, it's not falling apart at all. It's super strong. And I left one set of those curves off to just help those bracelets fit on just a little bit tighter. Hey, Monica. Yeah, no worries, yo. We're having fun here talking about clip and bar and open stud techniques and what went on in the inside of this guy. Hey, Tim, what's going on? Yeah, Adventure Time. Yeah, Katamari does have kind of an Adventure Timey feel. Like it almost feels like they're parallel universes, if not the same. But if you ever get a chance to play Katamari Damacy. Katamari Damacy Reroll is available on PS4 right now, and also on Switch, I do believe. But there's another little sweet little thing here to show you too. So in Tricky Lug, blacklight has become a thing thanks to Yano and her brilliant stuff with black lights. It's caught on. Monica's done some blacklight work, and so I'm like, well, I want to play with blacklight too, right? So I got a blacklight flashlight. It's not very powerful, but it does have a bit of an effect. So as you can see, when I run it across here, it's a little bit bright with the sunshine coming through, but some of those green ones really pick up so that I can move it over top and it kind of looks like it sparkles, which is how he looks in the game when he's addressing you and telling you what you need to accomplish and what constellation you need to make. Yeah. So yeah. And then of course the crown there are these little birthday hats that or these little, you know, well, I call them birthday hats because they came with the cake guy and a couple other figures that are birthday centric. So those are the 4 points that I needed for the crown. What game is he from? Katamari Damacy. So Katamari Damacy Reroll is available right now. And then you have Katamari Damacy, We Love Katamari. If you have a PlayStation Vita, Touch My Katamari. Me and My Katamari from PlayStation Portable. Beautiful Katamari from Xbox 360, which I purchased a 360 just to play that game. Beat the game, sold the game. I will say this about Katamari: if you want to play it, the best way to play it is on a Sony with a Sony controller, because it has the dual analog sticks that are parallel to each other like that. When you have analog sticks and you're trying to use them and like one is way up at the top of the controller, it throws off your game so much. Take that from somebody who's been rolling for decades. And yeah, and this is so solid here too that when I need to go back through and tweak these dots, it's like that's solid. So I can like take those off and just scoot them around. And I actually did that on the sides here. Over time, I want to get more purple in there. We're going to see Aqua Mike, take care of those poachers, yo. Over time, I want to get more purple in here because this is mostly a purplish mass with some like little green lights and sparkly things and whatnot and lines. You can't make it 100% unless you go like really, really big with the scale. But that's pretty big. That's pretty big. I also here have the prints from the game. This is a smaller version of them that I did because I'm working on a brickhead. Actually, some of the pieces for the brickhead just arrived today from the Bricklink order, so we're going to take a look at that in a bit. But yeah, this is just a cute one I used early in some of my videos. I got the prints pushing along a rolling up people with the Katamari. So this is the guy from that. And yeah, this it's a game series that means a lot to me. I played it many times. It's very straightforward, very accessible, very fun, and very addictive. So, but yeah, let's get the king back together here. And yeah, like just like Galactus, it's just like a smashing of plates going through that torso, just like so thick. But stacking plates like that, it makes it heavier in the end, but it gives you more strength. Well, it gives me more strength. It gives the king more strength, which gives us all more strength. One of the toughest things to get for him is he has this Elizabethan collar, right? And it goes like it extends almost the size of his head that goes up. So I had to come up with some white plates to make it work, and that was quite the chore. But you can see how he attaches here, and that's just your new standard turntable element that snaps onto your round plates, larger ones, like I think for 4x4 and up. And so yeah, there he is. I do have some more work to do on him. Like I said, some more collar swapping, clean up the back, make it look better, find out a better way to do that. And on the back of his head here, I got to fill that in. So that's just going to be some dark blue slopes, probably dark blue or purple. I would have liked to have a lot more purple to work with for him, but you know how bricks are. In time, I'll get that purple, and I'll just swap it out. But yes, we've also got the brickhead we're working on. This is going through a piece replacement over time as I get the bits. I have some that I had to order from Bricks and Pieces, so I'll see those in about 4 weeks. But when those show up, he's going to be complete, and there might also be an alternative that I end up getting, because in this here I found a seller who had like 12 or so of these little dome bits here on the end, the 4x4s, in lime green. They only came in like 3 sets, and this person had like a ton of them. So I was just like, I will take them all. Thank you. And I did. And I don't know why, but I'm having the worst time trying to find a yellow cone to replace up here. But I'm all kinds of digressing. But yeah, thank you everybody for tuning in today. So that was the king. And apologies to anybody who might be on the in another time zone that might be coming in here late. Again, I'm foolish, but I think I figured out what I did with that for that Instagram post. So I've been putting up a couple things. I think it was for the last rebrick thing post that I put on Instagram. where I was saying to have your entries in by, was it 3 p.m. 3 p.m. Eastern, noon Pacific, and I think it just like threw 3 p.m. at me down there in the like auto complete. I was like, oh yes, there we go. So auto completed my way up. All right. Oh yes, the billboard. Oh, and the mosaic. Now the mosaic I'm going to get to in a hot second. We're just going to take a look at the Bricks and Pieces order because I can't stay out, or I mean the Bricklink order because I can't stay out of it. But yes, mosaics, I've been loving them. And 3 billboards outside. What was it? Ebbings, Missouri, or Montana. The name is escaping me right now. I've called it all kinds of different things. I just usually call it movie 3 billboards. But that's where the idea for the Commissioner Gordon one came from. The idea for that came from Vidiyo, and we're going to get into that in a minute because there's a lot to talk about with Vidiyo, especially today, especially with what happened this weekend. Because we're gonna talk. All right, so we're going in here, and thank you, Jerry, for hooking this up. And just going to do my standards and practices safe mail thing. So far, so good. Just a little hand sanding after I get through that initial envelope, because this has been in the mail for a couple of days, so the content's probably okay. Whew, that's strong. All right, so what we got? Yes, we have our lime discs. All right, Remy, check you out, yo. Thanks for stopping in. Appreciate you. And that bonsai is very nice. Very nice indeed. All right. So yeah, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I got 10 of those discs. And I've also got some green discs to go on the outside. I've got 2 yellow cones, yeah, and some various lime pieces because I'm going to need those. Some 1x1s. This person also had like a lot of 1 and 2 cent bricks and plates, so I kind of loaded up on whatever they had cheap. They had these wings, which I'm sure I'm going to figure out something to do with. They had the space shuttle nose for super extra mega cheap. They had some of these half cylinders with the square cutout, which I need because that's what I'm going to use to kind of fudge an elevator shaft that actually just holds wiring and lighting in the red building. Right over there, just next to Galactus. And please be the right windshield piece. It is. All right. So yeah, I'm probably going to do a little spatial thing. Because I have a space museum, which we're going to take a look at in a second. It's right below the city. Also, these were super cheap. These little, I can't remember if they came with an Ninjago set or an Adventure set or Pharaoh's Quest, but I got a couple of them. So yeah, just some basic bricks, and then I got of course, some of these classic brown Palisades bricks. You got the little undulation in there. And Palisades bricks get their name because a palisade is like when you see like the old movies and the forts have got like the log walls. That's what a palisade is. So the palisade brick first came out like I believe it was Fort Lagoredo, where they had large panels of it, and then these ones just kind of to connect them together. And then like the texture on these just became so versatile and useful in all kinds of different builds that they just kind of kept with it. And so now you got these in tan, medium nougat, like all kinds of good earthy colors. So it's a good piece to have. It makes a nice chair back. So nothing else really too. Well, no, there's this, and I can't remember at this moment why I got this, but I have learned over time if there's a piece that I got that I think is for something, don't go ahead and use it in something else, because then once you bury it, then you're going to have to get it back out once you remember what you actually got it for. Yeah. All right. So there's that. Oh, also, we got one of these motors. Pale Lavender Palisades, yes. All right, now this. Okay, I don't know exactly how these work yet, but I think I just figured it out. So we have like a windy brick here. You know, you wind it up. You need to press that, and it winds it. So what I really want to use this for, and this is strange, and it's all the way up top now because the underwater area is in flux, and I'm going to do something a little bit different with the pirate ship when I bring it back into the city. But the ship is up there. I want to use this for a self-reeling anchor mechanism, right? So you would pull down one direction to set your anchor down, and then when you want to reel your anchor up, you just press that button and it just, in theory, it's going to work. In theory. All right, so now let's talk about Lego Video, because I'm just all over the place today, and we'll see if we can stay kind of in a track. This is Monday, right? So you see behind you a supersized version of a Vidiyo beat bit. It was my Mosaic entry for Tricky Bricks this last week, and I was honestly stumped. Like, I've been doing mosaics for a while. I've got dots up the yin yang, trying to figure out what am I going to use them for. Where am I going to put them? What am I going to make with them? Right. So I've been doing studio mosaics for a little bit, trying to find things that work. And you got to do a lot of futzing in the studio, right? But if you have a sound effects, thanks. But if you have a very clear line image like that, Studio helps to translate it really well. But so that beat bit is one of the ones that I ended up getting with the Alien DJ. The Alien DJ is spinning tables at Wayne Manor right now. We're going to go over and check them out. But you see, we got the pandas there, and I've actually been trying to decipher these, right? Because they each have like words on there, but it looks to be gibberish, or it looks to be some kind of made-up language, right? Some kind of code. Yes, cowboy and panda. I got the cowboys and the pandas. But this one that I made behind me here, you can see. Yeah. And now that I think about it, now that, you know, I'm putting two and two together, and I know more about like this tile and certain things. My favorite Vidiyo character so far is the Samurai Rapper, and just awesome. So I'm thinking, you know, Samurai Rapper's got his mouth covered. You know, that's probably going to be a Samurai Rapper or Samurai Rapper album. That's the two and two that I'm putting together. Maybe falsely, maybe just my math is bad, just like I, you know, messed up the time zone thing earlier. But who knows? Maybe I'm onto something. Anyway, the same person who created that did create the Samurai Rapper. We did these on Friday, and then I getting used to putting hashtags in video and all that stuff at the bottom of the things. And it got a like, and it got a comment from one of the design folk on Vidiyo. And then I got another like from one of the Vidiyo folks. And I'm like, whoa. So of course I start following them, right? They're Lego designers. You gotta follow them. So Christine, the person who designed that tile, is very happy with it, and also made Samurai Rapper. So like I got to say thank you to her, which was really great. And I'm not the only one that was shouted out. Like they saw that, and then the guy Ross did a post. I think he's kind of maybe like a team manager for the Vidiyo stuff. So the dude did a post. Yes, pandemonium is tomorrow. Tomorrow is National Panda Day. National or International Panda Day. Pandas, love them wherever you are. But yeah, so he did a post with all this Vidiyo fan art, and that was in there. And also Yano had a ship that she made from the container front of one of them that he posted. Like he had like 10 different little things in there. So I was so geeked about it and shouted it out. And yeah, the Vidiyo team are very, very cool people. That's all I can tell you right now. And they're very cool people, and watch for what's to come. Because I don't have the app. I can't put the app on my phone. But Lego apps are an afterthought to me. That's not what I look for when I'm going for something. Because I had my hope stash with Hidden Side and my poor technology. And so I pretty much knew the Vidiyo wasn't gonna work for me. But the characters, some of them are like really fantastic. Some of them are a little bit too much for me. I know that's weird coming from me. Like too much is never enough for this guy, but you know, some of They just go with it. They just like wherever their mind takes it. And that's what the design team said. Like they just got to let their imaginations run wild with this stuff. So I mean, more power to them, yo. Like I think the thing with Vidiyo is, hey Aubrey, what's going on? Yeah, so I think yes, my birthday is National Panda Day. So I'm a bear. I accept it. I've accepted it for many years. So yeah, celebrate National Panda Day tomorrow. So over here, we've scooted the Wayne Manor, and I've got the little concert going on up here. But let me grab the figures that I ended up getting, because like this, I am now living in a time of brick serendipity where everything just seems to be happening right, except for maybe getting my time zones down. So going to Target and grabbing 4 blind boxes, and there were maybe 4 that I really wanted. There might be a 5th or a 6th for the Vidiyo characters that I just absolutely have to have. But now I'm obsessed with the beat bits, so I'm probably gonna dive off into another thing and get more bits. And I'm thinking I'm probably gonna get the Candy Mermaid, because I saw Bricklink used to put it together on her stream. Kara got hers, and it's a good figure. And I really need that Madonna tile. I absolutely need that Madonna tile. So I'm gonna get more. And with each individual figure, there are 3 beat bits. And with the what do they call those, bandmates? Yeah, for the blind boxes. So we have the alien guitarist. I got all 4 that I wanted, like right off the bat. Like, how that never happens to me, especially with blind stuff. Like, I can't tell you how many series 20 and 21 doubles I have. I probably could, because I keep a database, but I'm not going to bore you with that. But anyway, digressions aside. Alien guitarist, that is the one that he always comes with. And these were the 2 random ones. So I try to kind of keep these together in there, just so I, for a little bit, until I, talked about it, I had them all separate. Let's see, the werewolf drummer, right? Like, how cool is that? That shirt is awesome. Yeah, I was honestly, when I went out last night and got my dinosaur, so the fire dragon set, I was looking for Vidiyo, but they didn't have them at Meyer yet, even though online it said it did. You see on the back of that is the album, just like the album cover here, almost. The second one in, which came with the werewolf drummer, and just so super fantastic, all these figures. And then we've got the Banshee, who, again, like, the torso prints on these are above and beyond. Bandmates don't have so much arm printing as the ones you get in the beat box. And the hair, the hair is just so cool. I don't think this is actually the, I think this might be a new mold for the hair. And she came with this little ghostly tile up here in the corner, and I got those other ones below that. And then my boy Summer Rapper, who I actually have another one of these coming in. I did a little long distance trade, because this jacket that he comes with is going to be my Sig Figs jacket, and it's killer. Yeah, the front got the cat there. Yeah, so super cool. Really can't wait to get my hands on my second one here. But let's just set him in there aside. So I can't play the game, so I don't know what songs come with it. And for me, I never really got into TikTok, and I mean that's kind of the thing it's geared to. And yesterday there was a really good discussion on Tricky Bricks about like the target audience for Vidiyo. And of course, you put out some crazy minifigs, A-fools are going to rush to it. But I talked about last time, my boy, the Alien DJ. Yeah. And then this headpiece here, like you've seen in a lot of the Friends sets and some of the other things where they do the waterfall piece, that more has that sparkly, opaque, little bit opaque, translucent bit to it. That's what this material is, and it's super dense. So in some of the earlier uh, photos and ad stuff you see for Vidiyo, and you see him, you can see the white for the dual molding on the inside there, but in the final product you can't. So that steps it up a bit. Also, let's see, that blue does really shine out in a black light. Yes, emphasize the ketchup, and oh, what was the other one that was on there? Bricklink used it on her stream, and like it lets you choose a randomized band name. So the first time around, it was Mourn the Balloon. That was my favorite, Mourn the Balloon, because why would you be mourning a balloon unless it popped? So obviously the band was pop, and Mourn the Balloon would be, of course, post pop. So yeah, I just thought that was pretty entirely cool. One thing with the Vidiyo bits, when you get them, they give you all these pieces to make like a little mosaic thing on the front. They give you a couple different designs you can work with for it. But I just ended up storing those all in here because I want to see the beat bits all the time, because I'm trying to decipher these things. And I think I have one deciphered, only one in this whole thing. And that is this. At first, I'm staring at this thing. I'm trying to figure it out. Is that Aloha? Like, obviously what they've done here is they've distorted the characters, or they reverse characters, or some kind of thing. But what I'm thinking that this says is above. I'm 92.4% confident in that judgment. Only time will tell. Hopefully someday they bust out a whole translation key. I probably should have asked the Vidiyo people if they could drop any hints at that time, but I don't want to burden anybody with my fandom. I just want to say thank you for it, because I'm a fanboy. But yeah, so that's a fun little thing with Vidiyo. You can try and translate those bits and see if you can make anything of it. Like this guy, like what it says here on his mouth, like that's maybe 3 or 4 characters, right? So trying to figure that out, it's nigh impossible. Yeah, it's tricky indeed. So let's see. Yeah, printing on the back of the Candy Mermaid, it's lamentable. But I like how on this cat here, the alien guitarist, it's got like a little sleeveless shirt. So you can see the little indentations there for it. So it's like almost wearing like a intergalactic basketball jersey, which I'm all about. That's cool, right? So yeah, that's my little Vidiyo aside. Just wanted to share that with you folks, because it kind of came out of nowhere, and that was awesome, because I do love that tile. That is my favorite tile, and it came from the creation of that came from a lack of figuring out what else to make, because I mean, I can do flowers, I could do patterns and any other thing, but like trying to, and of course, because the whole a lot of people were trying to do like portraits, right, for their mosaics. So I'm like, why? I want to do a portrait, but I don't know, I can't get this to work. So I'm like, all right, I'm just going basic color pattern. Yes, these tiles are awesome. I'm just gonna blow up a tile. What? Make it make it from 2x2 to 48x48. I got the dots. I can do it. And then I had to find one that had the colors right. My big problem with this at first is I didn't have like any black or anything from the background, but having just visited the pick brick wall, I did have like an entire cup practically of 1x2 dark blue plates. So that's what's in the background there. So it all like, I'm talking about brick serendipity, trust the clutch. It'll see through. Yes, the beat bit tiles, they're fascinating little things. I mean, it's my favorite part of the sets. Like I love these figures. The ones I have, I love them so dearly, and especially Seven Rapper and Alien DJ. But like the beat bits are the gift that keeps on giving, right? And Cornito actually had the beat bit that I did the mosaic of. He put that up in his little chainsaw guy's house, which I thought was awesome. It's right above his jukebox. Yes, may the clutch be with you. All right, so let's see, what are we getting on to next? If you have any questions about Vidiyo or the King, just hit me with them. I will try and be very focused on the chat and see what's going on, because I've got my backup on the PS4 right here, so I can see it in big screen and see like if I go out or like if there's anybody popping in, because like actually the chat pops up there before it does on screen here for me. So yeah, Beat Bits, totally cool. And of course, International Panda Day, don't forget. And like that's only 3 or 4 characters, because so what does that say? Cute? Because it's cute. It's a panda. And then the ballerina next to it looks like it was probably designed by the same person, because I noticed the ones that seem to be designed by the same folk kind of have like a similar writing to the tiles, similar font style. Anyway, do you use Studio for the mosaic before I build it? Yes, for that one I did. I certainly did. I did a little bit of replacement here and there just to fine tune it, but not many bits. Studio is great for getting your proportions set for you. So you can go in there and tweak things afterwards. Like Holly did a really great demo on it, especially for having just jumped into it. I was like, man, it's like she's been using this for months. Awesome. And then I even picked up a couple things from her talk on it. But yeah, Studio is a great tool for converting things to a mosaic. There are many other programs out there. I know Brickman Mosaic uses another one, and there are a number of other mosaic programs out there. But Studio is the best to translate it right through. But I did not know about like being able to like set the palette for the so that was a thing for me, especially because I took James Dean, Malcolm X. There's a George Floyd one that that hasn't come to fruition because it's too big for the pieces that I had. But I did those all with Marilyn Monroe colors, and I had to go in there and individually swap them after making it grayscale to just like reduce the palette. So yeah, fun times there. But yeah, Studio is a great tool for figuring out where things go, and then you just got to tweak. You got to use your sliders. You got to choose your things. Going grayscale and then trying to like hyperize the colors a little bit. Marilyn Monroe is a great set to get the bits for doing that. Just because it's Warhol, yo. It's Warhol. Plus, like if you get it for that, you'll also have like the Marilyn Monroe one comes with Warhol's signature on a plate, which I believe is in my printed tiles. Signature on a plate. I said plate, right? It's on a tile. So I'm not sure if that's coming through. Oh yeah, it's coming through correctly. So yeah, Andy Warhol. So that's mega cool. And like you can put that on anything. Like you could put that on a huge billboard in town and like tell people that's legit. Because Andy was in the ad game before he branched out onto his own big stuff. Yes, go back and watch that stream because it's pretty informative. But honestly, Bricklink or Bricklink, it is through Bricklink, but Studio makes it easy for you. When you boot up your Studio, when you make a new image at the top of the thing there, you can go ahead and hit Mosaic, and then it will just prompt you to import an image, which you can do from your computer station, laptop or desktop or whatever device you might be using, and just bring it in there. And if you're trying to do something square, it'll automatically default to it wanting to be 64 by 64. So you're definitely going to need to tone that down if you want it to be a 32 by 32 or a 48 by 48 if you're using larger gray base plates. Yeah, so yes, Warhol tile is dope, yo. It's dope, yo. Yeah, the mosaic base plates are fantastic. There are these heavy brick things. There was kind of a precursor to that. There have been like huge Technic plates. Actually, Doctor Strange's house, the floors on the inside are 12 by 12 Technic plate or Technic bricks like that have the connections on the side. And it's got a couple open studs in a few areas towards the edge. But overall, it spans a large area and it's pretty sturdy. It holds a lot of weight. Yes, hashtag it's dope, yo. I will hydrate with a little bit of coffee here. Yes. Mm. Yeah. Yes. All right. Another thing I want to talk about real quick, a problem I have in my city is the overpopulation of vehicles. All right. And really that's kind of a problem with the world. So I'm trying to figure out a solution for it. And I'm thinking, well, I'll just make a huge garage, parking garage. And that's one thing. So that's one of those projects that are in the back of my mind. If things all kind of gel and come together right, I'll be able to do it. Another option is just storing them, breaking them down, putting them into something else, right? So I have these stackable Lego containers. So I do have a number of vehicles stored into there. But what happens when those fill up, right? Because those things are 40 bucks each. They're not cheap. And I did have one break on me. But I contacted Lego customer service today, and this is another reason why this is such a good day. I got the email back because one of the little connection parts that hold those together snapped off on me. So when I lift it up, that corner kind of drops down, and right. So I emailed Lego asking if they could send me a replacement piece for that, just for that section of the shelf, because that's what broke. That's all I needed to replace. They're sending me a whole nother shelf set. So thank you, Lego customer service. I love you so much, so much. So that's coming, and that's gonna help. But when you fill all those up, what are you gonna do with all those cars, right? My idea, being a child of 80s cartoons and Transformers and things of that nature, of course, my mind eventually said, make a combiner robot. Make a combiner robot, right? So go Voltron with it. I mean, cars for legs, cars for arms, car torso. So hopefully in a future episode of this Monday MOCkery, we're going to make a large car combiner robot. Hopefully. Yes, Lego customer service is the best. Anything you have an issue with. If you're missing like one yellow chair from a set, talk to them. They'll hook you up with a replacement. If you get, let's see, the first time I ever had to get a hold of them was for, I was missing the one ring from like a little Gandalf set from back in the day. They sent me a replacement gold ring. That was so cool. And then, like other pieces have been missing from things. If stickers are messed up, like if sometimes this happens, especially in the smaller sets, some of the sticker will peel off and stick to the inside of the box. So that sticker is pretty much dead to you. So you need an entire sticker sheet. So get a hold of them. They'll send it out to you. If you don't want to wait for many minutes to get a hold of them by phone, they're answering emails pretty quick now. So like I sent them that email yesterday, meaning to have sent it like 2 weeks ago. And I got a response this morning. So they're back on their game. They're fantastics. So yeah, let me see if I can do a quick little rebrick on the Mighty Dinosaurs. This will be my second rebrick. I've already cribbed parts from this for the King. So I've kind of, handicapped myself a little bit. There are, all my ball joints are gone almost. No, I've got one ball joint. Or for the small mixel joints. I've got a couple other things in here. So let us get to the build table because it's pretty cramped. There. Stable. All right. The King is stable. All right. Before I get into all that, Space Museum is moved, and so is Nora's bed. And of course, I'm going to go through there and tweak things, but the Space Museum, pretty much in its entirety, has been moved underneath there. So I've got a Space Museum / mech museum. So I've got mechs, I've got dragon mechs, I got spaceships galore, but I don't have any classic aviation history there, unfortunately. Something is going to hopefully happen with that before too long, because we got the Amelia Earhart plane now. We also have the airplane from the Indiana Jones set from so long ago with Jacques. And I've got my hidden side biplane, stunt plane, which got to find a good home. Not to mention the fact that my because of all this light in here, I had a huge display case that was kind of blocking that, and that's in the basement now, and that has all my non-Lego toys. Now I got to go find a good place for that, put those toys in it, and get everything cleaned up. So that's kind of something that's been hovering over my head. But Lego serendipity, you know, kind of overrides everything else. When it happens, it happens. Yes, the Ninjago City Gardens look fantastic, and they are fantastic. I was able to fit almost 50 more figures on and about and around that set, and that was such a cool thing. Such a cool thing. All right, let's see here. Try and find a good spot that you can see what I'm doing, and then hopefully I don't spill my coffee. Dual shock out of the way. Prints there. And if I'm going to set these up, and I know they're going to knock down because this is a rolly table that I build on. But getting my area organized finally has been such a boon to me. Like before, when it was like more cramped and enclosed in here, like it restricted my building, and so therefore it restricted my imagination. But now with the table gone that was here that had Wayne Manor and the lighthouse on it. Now that that's gone and that's pushed over here to the edge, I've got so much more room in this room. It's living up to its name now. All right. So enough of the asides. Let's get to rebrick. Yeah. There we go. Alien DJ was the first to buy it. Oh, and the wolf wanted to go too, but he's holding on. Yeah, organizing and getting things set and having a good spot to start from for any project, regardless of what it is essential. Come on, Alien DJ. All right, I'm gonna clear these guys out because they're just asking for trouble. Go sit by the fountain. And I've already lost a round brick over there. And there's another brick that went somewhere. We'll find that in a minute. We'll see what we can get with this. I'm already limited on the pieces I'm going to be using anyway. But yeah, I once I saw like you pour out the bags, Brickany. I saw like, okay, that's why she's got the towel. These crappy little round bricks. Usually when I pour stuff out now, I've got this TV tray that has a little indent in it, but that's got my Bricklink quarter in there, so it's kind of inaccessible at the moment. But yeah, round bricks just go for it. Technic pins, they kind of wobble. Sometimes they'll run depending on how much momentum they have, but they got that little extra bit in the center, so they do a little spiral dance sometimes and come to rest if they really want to behave. Let's see. So I wanted to do with this because there's so much green in this set. I wanted to make some kind of landscape or something along those lines. And then I saw Remy with the Bombay bonsai. And I was like, that's for sure. I'm gonna go greenery route. Talking about brick serendipity again. How things just happen, how you trust the clutch. You can see on the front of the Prince's face, down here where I should have a 1x4 tan tile, I've got some plates. So I'm just going to go ahead and switch this out right now because this is where wonderful things happen. So that is another piece from this set that is denied to me. But it's all for the Prince. So I'm going to get these out of the way because not part of the set. All right, so we got your greens, we got tan, we got dark green, still got the larger ball joints, which Remy used awesomely to make a base with these sockets. Yes, yes. Go check out Averna's Workshop on Instagram. Also, if you want to put your own version of this out, tag it on Instagram with hashtag #rebrickthis. Believe it or not, there's not many things up with that right now, so you can get down with that. You can yeah, Aubrey, totally rebrick it into another dinosaur. Absolutely, whatever you want. Like if you Brick needs to mention too, like people were asking about minifigures. If you want to use a minifigure in your build, I say, yeah, if it gets you to make something, make it, yo. Like as long as don't be bringing in a lot of accessories and stuff and like fully built up figures with stuff like falling off and then having that augment the build. So like have them complement the build if they can. But anyway, getting back to something I mentioned earlier about these corner snots. It's got the 3 open studs on, or 2 open studs. Sorry, 2 open studs and then the closed one on top. But those are also good for making a cylindrical or spherical container. Yeah, they come in handy. They really do. Yes, there are many dinosaurs, and there are many pterosaurs. So whatever you want to do with it. When I did my rebrick for the Mandalorian and Child, I picked it up and I was like, these parts look like spaceship. And I tried my best to do anything but a spaceship. But everything I tried to make kept turning into a spaceship. So I just embrace it. I just went full spaceship. So go full dinosaur. All right, corral these little bits here and that because we got these roly-poly trans orange eye bits. Okay. And we are 10 minutes past 1. Nora is down here chilling for now. Hopefully she'll stay subdued for a hot minute or two. Yes, dinosaurs when you're young, it becomes a thing, right? It becomes an obsession for a while. Just like Egyptology, you get into that when you're young. Oceanography, you get into that when you're young. And it's just a kind of a thing that sticks with you. And like I think we all have like similar touchstones for just finding out about things like that. And then of course as you get older you find out more things and so your knowledge expands a little bit. But like when you're young and you just start soaking that stuff up, like I've had conversations with kids about dinosaurs where they've taught me so much, really. Because that's just like they become obsessed and that's all they do. Yes, Brickanista made her insect mock for this week's Tricky Bricks from the set. It was pretty nice, honestly. Yeah. I still have yet to do my insect. Hopefully I'll get to it soon. I don't know. Maybe it'll be something from here, but only after I get this greenery part done because I hear sirens in the distance. I live like a hot second from the local fire and PD, so it's not an uncommon thing for me to hear it here on this main road. So yeah, it does pop in. Yeah, Brickanista's had some fun streams, yo. She's got a thing where everybody who drops in, they're getting little Star Wars nicknames. So I'm R2-D2. Mustache Sally is C3. It's Dopio. Brickanista is Brick Rainista. Brickman Mosaics art is Brick Mandalorian. Max Braun is Max Solo. Cornado is Cowboy Kenobi. because I mean, Cowboy Kenobi taught us the way. You know, Cowboy Kenobi told us to trust in the brick. So may the clutch be with you. And there's so many more. BB0990. What was another one last night? Dreamwalk. So yeah, good times. Good times. Yeah, not so distant. Thanks, Monica. Yeah, that like right out front of here is the main roads, or like the main auxiliary road from like the high traffic road. So anyway, all right. So we got the dark green, we got green, we got slopes, we got inverted slopes. I don't know because I don't know if it's an impatience thing. Some folks like to savor their builds. I get that. I totally get that. I have unfortunately, I have never been a person to savor much. I just jump right in, go for all it's worth, and then try and jump on to the next thing. So, I mean, hopefully there'll be room for me to change in the future. But you know how you get locked into these things, and it just becomes like your way of life, or maybe you don't. But that's how it happens. All right, so got some tans over there. All right, so what kind of scale are we going to talk about here? Because Remy's probably about the size of the Prince for the bonsai tree. If I'm going to do like a landscape, of course it's going to be like micro scale. But are we going to be like micro scale? Like, yes, and hooded one is Senator Palpatine. Yeah, because that's the way it goes down on the BBN. All right, let's see. All right, so we've got curved plates here. Maybe that. And then how much are we going to pump asymmetry into this? Because, it's a landscape. So nature does its own thing. It doesn't exactly confine to the rules. All right. Boom, boom, boom. Talking about this and thinking about this and then actually doing this, it's kind of daunting to try and do a live mock. All right, so are we going to have rolling hills? Are we going to put this together? All right, let's see how we're going to work it. Variation. How many pieces are we going to drop in the course of this? If we don't drop at least 5 pieces, I mean, is the build really worth it? And I've noticed especially lately, that the closer you get to the end of a build, like you're getting everything together, you're getting like bits honed in, you're starting to fine tune things. The closer you get to being done, the more it wants to explode in your hands. Like just, but I won't say any more on that. All right, so let's see. And I'm just kind of sketching and playing around here for a hot second until something comes to me, because we're just jumping right in on this. Got slopes. Boom. And so we build. Are there any Lego sets out there anybody's looking forward to getting? My plate is kind of full at the moment, but when I can, I'm going to get the bookstore, of course. That's going to be, that's kind of, it's one I had to do a lot of soul searching to come to terms to get, because me and modulars, much as I love them, much as they have driven the creativity behind the city and like its existence in general, kind of as an answer to my poorness and not being able to afford modulars, now that I can kind of get 1 or 2, it's really a space factor. It's like, how much space am I going to have? How many am I going to be able to fit in here? Are you space worthy? Is it worth devoting, you know, such and such area of the, like, 10 inches by 10 inches? Is it worth getting that in here? Or is there going to be enough spots in there to hold minifigures, which was a consideration with Ninjago City Gardens, which is why at first I thought, what have I done? But then I slammed 50 figures in there. So it's like, trust in the brick, man. Trust in the brick. All right, so I'm just kind of cobbling together stuff on here in no particular order, trying to build up something and make it look irregular, but regularly irregular, if that makes any sense, and I'm sure it doesn't. So we have the surface of something somewhere going on here. And really, I just want to use as much of this green as I can to get like rolling hills or, you know, some kind of similar effect going on here. Let's see. And underside of slopes, like I don't have many. I've got some snot bits, and we've got the double-sided snot brick there. Excuse me, the bar holes go all the way through. All right, underpinnings. We could do a cliffside. Now, when I'm thinking about this, I'm not thinking about this as a builder building it. I'm thinking about it as somebody walking up to and observing it from a distance, maybe. Like how would their eye see this? I'm trying to put myself in the observer's moccasins, as it were. I don't think I'm going to do a great job, but we'll see. We'll see where the brick takes us. Right there, that, this here. Yeah, try not to, for real. Like, yeah, absolutely, Aubrey. Like, after Christmas, space became like non-existent in this room. Like it was at a premium, and even I've gone back to the point where I'm doing the redesign on these buildings with a increased population of the city in mind, because more CMFs and I just got to get more, so I need more space for them to be. Easter Bunny house, yes, the Easter Bunny house is nice one. The carrot. I'll tell you what though, that Easter Bunny that they have, the $14.99 Easter Bunny, fantastic looking. Like I look at that thing and it screams bunny to me, but I'm not going to talk about screaming bunnies right now. But I do want to get that set. But of course, with all the seasonal stuff like Easter and whatnot, I don't need the set at the season. I am more than willing in November to purchase past Easter sets when they get marked down on price. And so that's probably what's going to happen with this bunny. But it was so cute, I really had to fight it. Like I had it in my hand at the store, and I don't usually pick up something these days without the intent to purchase it, you know, because I don't want to be that guy, you know. It's just getting all handsy with merchandise. That's why I have so many repeats from Series 20 and Series 21 CMFs, because it's a different world right now, you know. And I don't want to be all handsy with the polybags. Then you get a reputation, and nobody wants you in their store. I'm just kidding. They don't really care. Although I did encounter a Target employee one time who was just like, so what are you doing? I mean, are you supposed to be able to feel like, I don't know if that's right. I was like, dude, don't worry about it. I'm going to be buying enough to where in the end it's just not going to matter. I was like, all right, man, all right, I see what you're doing. But then, like, I hate being in a position to have to explain to especially Target employees that I don't have enough money to buy like 15 of a certain figure just haphazardly, you know. or have to explain to them that no, I'm not buying this for my child. These are for me. But that's getting a lot easier these days. Yes, the house is the gift with purchase. What was it? Purchases over, is it like purchases over 60 that's coming up? And then they have an in-store special coming up too, like I think it's a little bunny. All right, so this is just a slamming together of different parts at this point. I was trying to make a jagged, elevated landscape with no real purpose in mind yet. You know, I'm just thinking like a house on a hill type of thing. So we're gonna see where this ends up taking us, but we shall see what happens here. Yes, I said the same thing. I was like, no more Lego for quite some time. Not at least until like May 4th when they have the Star Wars sale. And then sure enough, I put in another Bricklink order. And then a couple nights ago I put in another Bricks and Pieces order. Because I justified that to myself by saying, these aren't sets, they're not going to take up shelf space, they're going to be integrated with everything else, you know, in the proper Lego fashion. This is how I justify things. All right, so kind of where we're at right now, just a couple steps and cliffs and things leading up to the top there. Nothing fantastic for sure. One of my favorite rebricks was from BrickCon this last year, where we had the underwater sea creatures set, and we did some rebricks from that. It was like a master builder competition, and that was just that was super fun because you know, my first build I kept it to like something sea theme because like it's underwater creatures and you got all that blue. That's what's going to pop in your head. And then my second build, I think, what was it? I think like there was some kind of theme or something. Maybe I can't remember honestly. Although you know what? Okay, there was the master build and then the unlimited build, and I think the unlimited build, yeah, you could add extra pieces from your thing into it, and it was, I think the video games was the theme, so I did something Defender related, you know, because if you've ever played the old school Midway game Defender, you're the ship that just keeps going side scrolling across the screen, picking up. You're trying to save people from aliens like taking them, and you can shoot the alien ships and save the people, but if you shoot the alien ship and you'll catch the person, they fall and they die. Different things like that. So it was kind of based on that. And it had kind of an alien landscape and, you know, little jewels being picked up. They were supposed to represent the people and that flyer thing. So, so that I thought that was really fun. But like after your second or third time doing that, like it's kind of like your imagination is a muscle that you need to flex to get it used properly. So of course, the more you use your imagination, the more accessible it's going to be, the more it's just going to be easier to tap into that part of your creativity, you know. Which is why, like, when you're watching Lego Masters, as it goes on, like these builds get more and more fantastic because they're getting used to the bricks, they're getting used to where to find the stuff. They're seeing everybody else's builds and their techniques, and you know that's what creativity does. You see something else is fantastic, and it sparks your imagination. And it's just kind of an interplay. It's an artistic dialogue, if you will. All right, and that's just not going to attach there. So should we make that a sandbar? Do I have another? I am out of tan plates almost. Got this last one. So we got left. We got some dark green. Yes, you're in, Monica, you're insect for that. I knew it was you right away when I saw it, and I was just like, that is just phenomenal. Because it was like, I would never think of that. And it was just, boom, it was huge. And Yano's stuff for that also, because like she didn't have the set, so she had to get the pieces from her collection, what she had on hand. And so there's maybe just a handful that she ended up using, but she, of course, made brilliant little space builds, used black light, and everything popped, and it was fantastic. And like they, for BrickCon, they didn't post who the pictures were by, but you know, seeing everybody's builds on Tricky Bricks, we all have a style, whether we know it consciously or subconsciously. We all have like a certain way that we build and we create, and that is all the more reason to keep doing it, because and I'm going to go down kind of a artistic rabbit hole here. Individuality and uniqueness and bringing something else to the game that nobody else has ever seen. That's one of the reasons why you create, right? To be part of that dialogue, to be able to say, hey, check this out, you know, and just it's just an interchange of ideas, really, essentially. I got all these teeth. I think I'm gonna try and do like a hilltop village. Got 3 of these bigger snot pieces here. Might try. Oh, if only there were a way to stack that back there. There is. But one of the things I love about Tricky Bricks is it's a common theme for everybody to build from, but the variations on that theme are infinite, you know? So we all bring something different to the table, and it's just great to tune in and see what the way everybody interprets that challenge. No, that is not a stable connection. Right. And there. Once I get to see we're about to explode here, that's how I know I'm getting close to being done. Come on, you. All right. There, kinda. And can I do something common between these with some of the roof treatments? Yes, because I have enough of these dark green plates. And trust in the brick. And should I offset this? Yes, offsetting. There. So got kind of a, you know, just a little cliffside hilltop village thing going on there. Oh, pulling out dividers between in your storage stuff. Yes, I know all about that. All about that, especially for the 1x1 small stuff. So yeah, we got a whole thing there. Yeah, so I might tweak it a little bit more right here and just see if there's anything else that I can do with it. But oh, yeah, I can do something else with it. But yeah, so that's kind of a decent thing-ish. It's not too horrible looking, and I've still got more teeth left here. So I'm gonna see if I can finagle a couple more little houses here. Let's see, got that one. Oh, thanks, Brickinista. Yeah, it's you know how it is when you build and you just get into something, then you start, when you're just fooling with the pieces, like you start to see things. It starts to pop out at you. And that's why we trust in the brick. All right. I don't know if there's much more I can do with this, because I've got all these teeth and bone bits here still. And yeah, my building surface is this rolly table. I picked it up at I think it was Volunteers of America. for like $8 or something like that. And it looks like it's something that was used in a nail salon. It's actually really, really clean, like a nail salon or a doctor's office, something where you need like a rolling cart with open space underneath it. So that's where I got this. And I have most of my bricks, my loose bricks, stored underneath here. So everything is in a container similar to this, different sizes, different companies, but mostly the Plano stuff, because Plano really makes a good product for that. So yeah, it's just me shuffling these things back and forth. And now that I've got the open area, I can have multiple of these sitting out at once. And most of my mocking goes pretty quick. Like the king, once I finally got the bands figured out, the wristbands for him, this guy here, 2 days, 3 days after I picked up that dragon set to get him finished out, just because like I had the pieces on hand. And when you played Katamari enough, you can almost hear the king's voice in your head. So that's what I had that's what I was dealing with this entire weekend. Like him telling me that, do this, you need this. Yes. It's just weird headspace for me. but like I say, it was a labor of love to make that, because I could just play that game for hours, not with any purpose, not having any destination in mind, just rolling and picking things up and hearing little people scream when they're getting picked up. That's part of the joy of Katamari. Oh, these glove clips, there were a number more of those in there, but I ended up cribbing those for the king, for his fingers. So yeah, I call this bit a glove clip. It's probably got a better name for it, but I'll show you the reason why I call it a glove clip if I haven't before. I can't recall. Make sure I grab the right minifigure container here. I did. And this one's got my friends and my Fabuland stuff in there. Also some friends' horses. Hey! We got ponies. All right, so the reason I call it a glove clip is because back when we were doing Fab Max, I got in one of my Fab Max figures with broken arm, and it was missing the other one entirely. So I had to figure out like a new arm system, or I wanted to actually try and use it and make it look handicapped at the time. Like he's lost an arm in combat, and he doesn't have a thumb, and he was going to be driving one of the things. But then I was like, well, Fab Fan MKE Jason does some amazing stuff with his, and like removing the heads and different things. So I got into that and I tried it. And what I ended up doing here, yeah, these are used, so they're very loose figures. I ended up using those clips as arm bits for my Fab figure, and it gives them, they'll grab onto things. They can have their arms straight out. This was Curiosa, and Curiosa was trying to fix one of the Fab vehicles for my Fab Max while they were driving from another vehicle while they were being pursued by the Chima. And so what I ended up doing, let's see if I can take this apart here a little bit, is just running that bar through there, right? And then I've got one of those robot claw hands snapped onto that. So that has the bar on the end of that. And so I put those clips over the edge, and that's why I call those a glove clip, because it just fits on like a glove there. And then at the bottom of the Fab head is a hollow stud. And of course, the hollow stud just kind of keeps that in place. You can put that in there like that. Yeah, so it's good times. Enjoy lunch, Monica. I'm going to be there right after the stream. I'm going to be getting lunch. We got 25 more minutes of talking about random stuff and seeing if I can build anything else with this hilltop chateau type dealy-do. Watch party. Oh, what did I miss? I gotta scroll back through here and see what I missed in the chat. Sorry. Watch party. Or are we talking about the because Bricklink was talking about a good, bad, the ugly watch party the other night. I think I missed it. All right, but Yeah, Good, Bad, the Ugly. So the movie actually has a Lego connection to me. Believe it or not, because we're just strolling from one topic to the next. So collectible minifigures. I've been there from like series one, and at the beginning I didn't buy all of them, just maybe one or two here and there that really looked good to me. Of course, I regret that now because they were cheaper back then. But series 10 came out. Series 10 had Mr. Gold, yes, and the Good, the Bad, the Ugly. Of course, I wanted Mr. Gold, and Mr. Gold was ultra tough to find. So, still hold out hope. Hey, Teal Bricks and Paradisa. Um, Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for the like. And then, oh, where was I? Sorry, just totally lost my frame of mind. Okay, the Good, Bad, the Ugly. All right, so the soundtrack for that is done by Ennio Morricone, who is a fantastic composer. Has been making soundtracks for scores for films for years. But there is a track from The Good, the Bad, the Ugly because they're after like wartime spoils. So there's a stash of gold that was buried that one guy knew the location of, and like they had to watch the movie if you haven't. Anyway, one of the tracks on there is called "The Search for Gold." So to hype myself up before I went into a random Toys R Us or Walmart or Target or Meijer to feel up probably thousands of bags that summer, right? Trying to find Mr. Gold. I got to the point where I knew what it was like within 2 seconds, just because of the identifying pieces in there. But to hype myself up, I would play the Search for Gold in the car, like on repeat on my way to the store. And it goes, oh, and, you know, that whole thing. It's just like, dun, 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 and it made it so that not finding Mr. Gold wasn't a complete loss because it was kind of about the journey. I ended up making it about the journey so that like when I didn't find Mr. Gold, I wouldn't be so put out because you know it was kind of a fun experience. So that's what I ended up doing there. And that's why the Good, the Bad, the Ugly has a Lego connection for me, most assuredly. I don't know. Do we think this is done? I think this might be done. I think it looks okay. It reads as just like a real small thing there. But yeah, Mr. Gold is still something I definitely watch. Lego Masters watch party. Yes. Yes. I would totally be down for that. And most especially if a certain somebody that we know might be on screen, if you know what I mean. I'm not going to talk much more about that because I still, you know, I don't want to, you know, violate any kind of terms of service or, you know, like drop many spoilers and stuff like that. But like, if what we think is happening, it's going to be a very fun season of Lego Masters. So you think it looks good? All right, good show. So yeah, I think I'm gonna call that good for that MOC. I mean, while I'm sitting here talking, I mean, I might stare at these pieces and come up with something else, but I don't think so. I think that looks pretty good. But so this is what we got left over: the teeth, the bits, these 1x1s with the two studs coming off the side there, which my first time at a pick a brick wall, I went crazy and I grabbed like 3 handfuls of these, and I still have a couple hundred that haven't been used. But early on, I used these as part of the pirate ship that I had, and you know, if you're going to do them all along one side, you're going to need a lot. So I just kind of went overboard. But they're a great and useful piece, and you can use them many different ways. In some of my architecture sets, I've used them as interior snot bits to get plates up against a very small area. Someday, hopefully, I'll be on here talking about architecture stuff because that's like my touchstone. You know, that's what everything kind of goes back to. And thanks to the wonderful Tiffany and her tables and the rearranging of everything, my entire Lego architecture collection is now in the living room on a coffee table there. And it's long and it's maxed out. She ended up picking up the White House set to put together when we went to the store, in the Lego store. So I'm gonna have to rearrange everything to get that on there, but I'm, you know, more than willing to do it. Yes, I will be taking the photo and posting this on Instagram with hashtag #rebrickthis, so that we can take a look at this along with all the other ones that we're going to be putting up. And yeah, you're not limited to one entry for the rebrick this. You can do as many as you want. So if you want to do a dinosaur, do a dinosaur. If you want to do 5 dinosaurs, do 5 different dinosaurs. If you want to do 5 of the same dinosaur, have a little family, do it. But yeah, so this will be my second rebrick this, and I might even do a third if the inspiration strikes me, and maybe like the day of, I'll even do a rebrick on it. Why not? But my next show will be the day after that, because this is going to be for Sunday the 21st on Brickanista's YouTube stream, which if you go just search Brickanista, you'll find it. I also have her channel featured on my page. So if you go to like my main channel page and you go look at the other channels that I'm giving shouts out to there, like hers is on there with Tricky Bricks and BX Bricks and some of the other folks who make awesome things. But yes. So like Lego, you're only limited by what you do, you know. So if the more you do it, you'll be able to find a way into getting to that thing that you don't think you can build. You know, that's what happened with the King. Like the more you work with a brick, the more the possibilities start presenting themselves, right? The more familiar you are with techniques and pieces and part availability. Like if I go to somebody's Bricklink store, I will search almost their entire inventory, especially if it's something that I'm committed to buying from, just to make sure that A, I don't miss anything, B, I can get I end up getting like the super cheap pieces that they have so many of. Like some people will have like a couple hundred of a piece and it's taking up so much space, so they really mark it down compared to the rest of Bricklink, which is why I got so much magenta and purple from Brickzar to make Galactus, because he had magenta pieces in there 2 and 3 cents each, and I needed so many, so I just loaded up on that to I mostly cleared him out of magenta, and I'm not sorry for that. I'm not going to apologize for that, not with what the results yielded. But that's how I approach Bricklink. Like, make the most of your order, pay attention to your shipping. Definitely pay attention to the terms, because what the last store that I got here, one of the term stipulations was for up to 250 pieces, there would be $1.50 fee. For any additional 150 pieces after that, or 100 pieces after that, there would be an additional $1.50 fee for packing and shipping and things like that. So it's something to pay attention to, and don't always feel like you need to get everything from one store. Have a couple different tabs open when you're doing Bricklink. Have a couple different stores. You know, play them back and forth against each other. Try and make 2 or 3 orders the best you can absolutely make them for you, cost wise, shipping wise, whatever you need to do there. So today we've talked about Vidiyo. We've talked about Katamari Damacy, King of Cosmos. My next Katamari build is going to be, I say my next Katamari build because this has been actually in the works longer than the King. Because as we all know, those of us who have played, a Katamari is a ball that rolls. It's like a sticky ball. It rolls and it picks stuff up. And as you pick up more stuff, the ball gets larger, and the larger the ball gets, the bigger the things you can pick up, right? So one of my early builds, one of my early mocks, when I first started doing my town, when it was only like 6 base plates long and 2 base plates wide, I made a Katamari of all these relatively useless bits. Like I had a, what do they call that? Like wind sailing. Like they have the sail for that. And I had a bit from that from a set, and I had nothing else I was going to use it on, but it was instantly recognizable as what it was. So that was one of the things I jammed into the Katamari. And, you know, you just make a solid core for it, and then you just attach all kinds of different things. So my next build for Katamari is going to be an actual Katamari, composed of just many different things. one of the things that I really wanted to make ever since I got the stuff that's used in Puppy right now. So I got the 2 motors and the powered up hub, as well as the controller, which I ended up getting off Bricklink. But you can pick those up in I think about 25 bucks if you get it from Lego. Totally worth it though. So what I was trying to do is figure out how to make a ball that rolls on its own. Doesn't sound easy, does it? Well, it's not easy. I can tell you from trial and error and error and error, it's not easy. So what I essentially did, the only way I could really make it function, and I'm gonna, if I really do this, I'm gonna need stronger motors, is I made a kind of a cylinder out of Technic beams, right? And just a shallow cylinder, but one that was cylindrical enough that it would roll if acted on by the right force. So I horizontally opposed those 2 motors to have the business end sticking out on each side, and then on those motors I placed battery boxes because that was the only thing that would give it enough weight to where if you move the motors forward, that weight is going to be forward, and that's going to pull the whole thing ahead. So the way to get it going, of course, is with momentum. You know, you get those going forward, and then it just kind of keeps going, and then you know. But trying to scale that up into a sphere has proved nigh impossible. Not absolutely impossible, but pretty tough. So that's my next big Katamari thing, and of course, it's going to be a big Katamari thing. But trying to get the light enough structure for that sphere and being able to build it in such a way to where it looks like either a Katamari with stuff on it or just a plain naked Katamari, which looks like a bumpy soccer ball, essentially. Trying to figure out how to do that and get it light enough to roll and move forward. That's like my absolute long-term back of the head, but I'm still trying to do this project thing for Katamari. So hopefully someday we'll see that. Hopefully, even like if somebody else can pick up the cause and do it better, then more power to them. Whatever needs to happen to make this happen. But the king and the prince, I'm going to refine these a little bit more. Of course, clean up the back of the head and the back of this cape and get them all gussied up. He's got to have his feet planted firmly on the ground, or at least one of them, or else he gets a little tipsy. He's top heavy, if you can imagine that. But what you can do, let's see if I can get it right. You can get him to stand on one leg. But yeah, this guy was a long time coming, and he was a labor of love. Totally. I'm not gonna stop saying that. And of course the prince. So yeah, I love this game. I'm going to make them Katamari to roll because that's just the way of it. That's what's going to happen. Yeah, but again, what I was saying earlier about these the mixel joints and how they don't have as much friction when you get a lot of weight on there. And you see how I try and raise that up and it just kind of drops unless I hold it there for a second and let that friction catch. This other side is especially bad. Raise up. Okay, now he wants to prove me wrong. Thank you, Your Majesty. But yeah, this is what I spent my weekend on. But it's one of those ideas that's been in my mind for so many years. And while it's in there, it kind of gestates, it kind of starts to form. And then when something opens up that will facilitate the build, sometimes I jump on it, especially if dots bracelets are $2 on clearance at Michael's, because there are 10 dots bracelets used here in the head. I got a couple more just in case, but they're all black ones. But eventually I want to go through, replace some of this with more purple. And if you didn't see earlier, I do have some of the ones that react to black light. So when When the lighting is better in here, it actually looks really fantastic because it makes it look like he's all sparkling and doing his thing. And then this doesn't show up so much when certain lights. But yeah, so I'm going to clean this up. I'm going to refine the build a little bit, and then I'm going to submit it to Lego Ideas. Now, I know beforehand, and I'm putting this caveat out there because I know how Lego Ideas can get folks' hopes up, right? I'm not doing it to get this made as an idea set. I know it's not going to make it as an idea set. It's probably going to get more supporters than anything else I've put on ideas. I think the most supporters I had for anything on there was like 72 for a Barcelona chair, but still 72 supporters, more people than I thought would like it. But I'm putting this up there as, you know, for the king, because he needs to be on Lego Ideas. But more, I'm just putting it on there so that people can see the build, and maybe it sparks something in them. Maybe they're like, oh, if you know they did that for that, then you know maybe I could use a similar thing for my build, which is, you know, X, Y, or Z. So yeah, it would be cool if he got to 10,000 supporters. It'd be cool if he got to 1,000 supporters. It'd be cool if he got like 1 supporter, really. But yeah, I placed Galactus on Lego Ideas, or I tried to, but of course with Marvel licensing, it wasn't going to go through. But the draft, the draft that they send back to you is like, oh, you got to resubmit this, you got to change things because it can't be the licensed character, which of course you can't do with Galactus. You can't turn Galactus into anybody else. So what's going on with that? It's just sitting there dormant, just a draft that they kick back to me, but it already has 1 supporter. So like, I think the dude's name is Hassan that goes through and looks at all those. So he likes it, right? So that's a little something for me. But I mean, it's just really about showing the love. And this is a build that I feel like just really came together just right for me. And of course, when you're an artist and things go right, and even if they don't go right, you still want to share it. It's why you do what you do. Oh, you tipsy king, you. Yeah, he wants to go over it real bad. But yeah, like I said, this came to me in a dream. It was like tail end of the dream. I was doing something like, I think what it was in the dream is I had my arm filled up with dots bracelets, and I saw them all in a line like that. And so like when I woke up a second or two later, like that image was still fresh in my mind, and then my conscious mind put the 1 and 2 together for the king, and that's why I had to dash out that morning for the dots bracelets. Yeah, so that's what happened there. But yeah, so thank you everybody for stopping by today. Oh, thanks, Tim. Yeah, I've been staring at the king all weekend, like all weekend. So yes, thank you everybody for stopping by and checking things out and checking out the rebrick on this set. Again, that is 31058 Mighty Dinosaurs. You've got until noon Sunday or 3 p.m. if you're on the West Coast to submit your builds on Instagram using the hashtag rebrickthis. And yeah, I'm gonna put this one on there in just a minute or two. And yeah, I encourage y'all to do the same. It's just about the fun of building, you know, and seeing what possibilities are in a box of Lego. And there are endless possibilities in a box of Lego. I'm definitely going to do another rebrick now. I'm just like, things are popping in my head. So that's going to be a thing. But yes, thank you everybody again for stopping by. Thank you all so much for checking this out. I'm going to do a more formal video for the king and for the prince in a little bit here, but you know how editing goes. It takes a minute. So we'll see about that. And then get your video figures while you can, or if you're the person who likes to wait to get the figures on clearance, it's probably going to happen. It's probably going to happen, especially if they go and rely too much on the app. Like if they because this is pretty app centric, this stuff. So there will be a price reduction in the future, I'm sure, especially for big box stores and things of that nature. So be on the lookout. Find yourself some. Everybody, there's a character in Vidiyo for everybody. That's the great thing about it. It's got a broad appeal. It may not have, like for me, it doesn't have universal appeal across the characters. And this is the first time with CMFs where I'm actually going to probably sit a couple out. But here is a quick look. The lighting's probably not great there. Actually, the lighting is very bad there. Let me see what I can do for that. We've just got a couple minutes. We're going to wrap up here. So let's see if I can angle things a little better. And then, of course, on the sheet here for the beat bits, it shows you with each individual the one that they actually come with. So, of course, you got your Disco Cowboy, you got your Red Panda, Banshee. There's a little leopard or a cheetah dude up there, Ice Cream Cat, Shark with Mohawk. Was it Tamborgini? I think is who that is. And then your alien guitarist, Cotton Candy Cheerleader, this bunny right here. I'm not sure what her is it her or their whole deal is. I'm not sure about that. And I think that's the one that's kind of holding me back a little bit. Maybe it's the hair. I don't know. I really don't know. But the more I look at it, those pants are awesome. So nothing is set in stone as to whether or not I'm going to get these. But then the werewolf drum right down there. And of course, on the back, it shows you about the app. And also in there, you get a couple snot bricks and a 2x6 plate to put all your beat bits on and line them up. And it makes a nice little display. Whereas in your other minifig series, you have, say, that 3x4 plate with just one line of studs going down the center. And then if you get yourself a beat box and you want to know what are the dedicated pieces for that beat box, it shows you in the instructions. It doesn't like flat out tell you this is what you're getting, but the ones that are dedicated with it, it shows it in the assembly here. So the ones that are specific to that figure in these illustrations, they're going to have right up there. So it's got the two. Let's see, the like two aliens dancing there in the center, and then right next door to that, the girl with the glow sticks. Right, those are the ones. Yeah, those are the ones. So the girl with the glow sticks. It's a very cool tile. Alien DJ again is my favorite of the beatbox ones. Had to get it. The printing is phenomenal. Arm printing, leg printing on the sides and the front, and the dual molding, and just like they went next level with these figs. They really did. So I encourage anybody and everybody to get a hold of them if you can. And if you want them and can't afford them, time is on your side. That's the thing with Lego. Time helps all things. Like it took well over 10 years to get this city together into the shape it is. But that's what time does, yo. It's an amazing force of the universe. Oh, Teal, you got the Alien DJ too? Yeah. Alien DJ is just awesome. And then the Kitty Mermaid, like that hair is fantastic. Guitar is wonderful. The waffle cone, mermaid tails is good stuff. So that's probably the way I'm going to go there. Although, what is the other one? The robot, is it a robot rapper? I think is the one they got. That one's a possibility too. That shirt is really cool, as well as the head bits. But yeah, so we're at time now. So I'm gonna let you all go. Thank you so much for hanging out and stopping in and checking things. And like the stream if you like the stream. If you don't like the stream, that's okay. But if you don't and you see some things I can improve, comment below. Let me know. I'm always willing to grow here. At Don Brickles Productions, we seek to improve, even though it might be imperceptibly and incrementally. We're always trying to do a little bit better here. So yes, thank you all. Oh, hey Ace, what's going on? You're here just at the end. But we're gonna wrap it up. And you can go back and watch it. The stream's gonna be on my YouTube channel. Check out some of my other YouTube stuff. I got crazy mocks going all the way back. I started doing it because of Galactus, and I wanted to have like a video journal of his progress. And then it just became you know, this live stream thing. And this has been a couple weeks now, but it's working out pretty good. I'm so grateful for everybody who's stopping by. Ace, what's your request, yo? Let's see if oh, and one thing I want to do while I'm here, I want to add a couple people in as moderators, just because. There we go. Yeah, so Aubrey and Monica are on the moderator level. Don't worry, it's not so much responsibility. It's just looking out for things that might slip through if Bricklink is not here. So I also want to make Corey a mod too, if he stops in, because like that seems to be the dude's role in life. Like wherever he is, he becomes a moderator. But could I do Carnage? Well, Ace, to tell you the truth, go check out Lego.com right now. And go to the Marvel stuff and the Spider-Man stuff, because they just announced coming up in, I believe it's the beginning of next month or very soon, they are releasing one of the a Carnage bust. So like they did with the Iron Man helmet and the Star Wars, like the Stormtroopers and the Boba Fett and what's the other one, the TIE Fighter helmet that they got. They're doing a head of Carnage like that. Usually what I do with my builds is it's something that's not represented. So I've got like 3 different Carnage minifigs. So the need to make Carnage has never really struck me. Can I do the body? To make it at the scale of the head would be a lot. But thankfully black and red bricks are pretty cheap. And I mean, doing the math in my head right now to try and make the body for that would be, I mean, it'd be the size of a small child. Carnage would be the size of a small child. Galactus is already the size of a small child, so you know it's feasible, it's doable. But the thing you run in with that scale, with bodies for my figures, I like to make them articulated. So I don't know if he would hold up under his own weight. Is the issue with Carnage? But who knows? Who knows? Maybe if I get a whole lot of black and red in, I do have Carnage's first appearance, I think, still. Because I bought that as a kid as it hit the newsstands from my local ice cream shop that sold comic books. I might look into it. Ace. Really, what the motivation for my builds is stuff that I love, and I like Carnage, and I kind of like Venom. But like, I don't know if I love them to the point to devote all that time and energy and Bricklink orders to. But you never know. You never know. Maybe in the next Venom thing that they do, when Carnage comes on the scene, maybe the actor will just be like, and I'll just be like, oh my god, I never saw Carnage. Carnage is. I need to make this. So I won't say never, but we'll see what happens. But yes, thank you everybody. Thank you for hanging out. Thank you for checking this out. Small version, we'll see. Stay tuned. Yeah, subscribe. Maybe Carnage will pop up someday. Who knows? I do have another Marvel figure that I'm working on. There is a video that I did a couple days for it, so go check that out. Kind of a second tier, third tier. Honestly, it's like 4th or 5th tier Marvel figure. That's on the way, and I have a Star Wars one coming up too. So yeah, check those out. And maybe, who knows, you might be inspired to make your own, because that's what we're all about here. Trying to get everybody to build what they love. And if you love Carnage, build yourself a Carnage. All right, so I'm taking off. I need food. Thank you much, everybody, for stopping in today. Big love across the board to all you folks. Those of you I see in real life, I miss the heck out of you. Those of you of Tricky Lug, you know, I got the love for you. And anybody just checking this out randomly, Hey, much appreciated. Talk to you again next Monday. But I will see you on Sunday at 1 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific on Brickinista channel to look at the hashtag rebrick this stuff for the Mighty Dinosaurs. Once again, on the way out, Mighty Dinosaurs, get it, rebrick it. Even if you get it after this week, put it up there. Like I'm following the hashtag now. So if I see something for that, I'll go ahead and give it some love. All right. Thank you all so much. Have a good week. And yeah, yeah. Do something awesome because you only live once, right? And why not make that awesome thing now? Bye.